Aunt Marge bashing Harry's family. Marge definitely deserved it. I don't believe James or Lily worked. Remember, they were only 21 when they died, and had Harry when they were 20. James was wealthy, and they were both active Order of the Phoenix members during a war. You're correct. Marge was foul. I also like to think Petunia was getting a little angry about Marge talking about Lily in that way. Hilarious scene in the film where she's waving at Marge floating away. They were actually technically accurate in saying they were unemployed, though it was due to the fact they were being actively headhunted by Voldemort. It's not surprising that she would dislike Harry and his parents given the portrait Vernon gave her of them. Harry being a delinquent in a correction facility, James being jobless, etc. Of course, even if all of this were true, she wouldn't have the right to treat Harry the way she did. So completely deserved. I still think Vernon is worse. Sometimes the Dursleys family are cartoonishly mean to Harry, disrespecting his dead parents, giving him an old sock or a half-eaten sandwich for Christmas, telling people he's insane, never taking him out on his birthday. For what it's worth, the Potter's occupation is an FAQ around here. They didn't and lived off James' inheritance, which they also used to support the destitute Lupin. They were both in the Order full-time, though it's arguable that were there not a war going on they might have tried to find paid work. Though Vernon and Petunia didn't like Harry, or his family much. Bit of an understatement, LMFAO. They physically abused him for years. Yeah, they shouldn't have let Marge speak that way to him. There's a lot of things they shouldn't have done to Harry.
Of course she deserved it, LOL.
No one in their right mind would think otherwise. Marge deserved it. Harry's parents didn't work. They lived off inheritance money. I can't help but thinking she deserved it, no offense, but duh. LOL. A horrible auntie is a super common trope in British children's literature. Dog show people are also stereotypically framed as mean and insane. They inbreed dogs and call it sport. It's meant to provide comic relief. Don't overthink it. Vernon's unemployed drunk story had to be consistent for years. Every Christmas, every family dinner, every time someone asked about Harry's parents, they stuck to the same lie. That takes a kind of commitment cruelty that's almost impressive. Marge is awful, but she's awful based entirely on info Vernon fed her. She's basically just a weapon he built over a decade and then aimed at a 13-year-old. Marge's particular is attacking Petunia's family too. It's plain awful. She is, quite frankly, a horrible person. It's impressive that in one chapter we get a character so vile she raises the bar on horridness and outclasses all of the Dursleys combined in being mean-spirited. The passage where Harry wants to leave the room and Vernon is happy for this until Marge insists he stays says it all. If there's something wrong with the bitch, then there's something wrong with the pup. She definitely was one of the worst characters. Marge only treated Harry like that because of Vernon and Petunia. I remember reading bitch in this part of the book, and as a kid, I was like, eyes, 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 eyes. Yes, we don't like Marge. Ripper is a hooligan too, but I can't fault him for biting Uncle Vernon dog-face, tired face. Vernon and Petunia probably said things that were just as bad themselves. She's a miserable old hag who enjoys making others miserable to feel better about herself. She definitely had it coming. James and Lily didn't actually pursue careers because they were busy fighting in the Order of the Phoenix against Voldemort and his Death Eaters. They didn't need to work because James was wealthy enough to provide for both, and he even helped Remus get by as well. So Vernon was telling the truth about him being unemployed, but made it sound like he was a lazy bum. What I'd like to know is, why? Why does Marge have such hatred for Harry? At least with the Dursleys, they hate the fact that Harry is a wizard. Does Marge also know that somehow? I assume not, since otherwise, the Ministry of Magic wouldn't have had to alter her memory. But if she doesn't know that wizards exist, what's her reason why she's so insufferable around Harry? James' parents were extremely wealthy. This wealth eventually passes to Harry in the first book. They owned Sleekeazy's hair potion, which is mentioned a lot in the books. Ironic, because Harry's hair is a mess. They were very, very rich. When James and Lily graduate Hogwarts at 17, they join the Order of the Phoenix and fight against Voldemort. James' parents died before he did, so he inherited their fortune, which they used to live off while fighting Voldemort full-time. I mean, Vernon and Petunia didn't care about Harry. Why would they care what Marge said? I mean, they let her dog chase him up a tree and left him there almost all night one time. Completely deserved. Zero sympathy. Wish I could have seen it to laugh at her. I think it's canon that Lily became an unspeakable, and James was not working. I think they were mostly working at the Order of the Phoenix. And then they had Harry, and they got into hiding. I always thought of the things Petunia was thinking about in this scene. Like that she wasn't really a fan of her sister and wasn't redeemed yet as a character, but I always thought YK. F. Vernon and Marge though.